On Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, we're all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. On Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, where all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah, on Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, where all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah. Yeah. On Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, where all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah, on Mad Max TV, we talk about it all, from touchdowns to controversies big and small. Come join our community, where all are welcome. From sports to the mysterious, there's no boredom. Open your mind, embrace the unknown. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What do you say? Saturday night, huh? Not the only one that doesn't do a whole lot when it comes to the weekend now, am I? Nothing wrong with that. Thank you all for being here tonight with me. Hope your weekend's been great. I'm glad to be here with you and vice versa. This is brought to you by Grassroots KC, as always. If you look at the ticker down at the bottom, you'll see grassrootskc.com. Use my code MAX, M-A-X, the number 10, no space. Receive 10% off your purchase every day, any day, all day long. We ship to all 50 states, every continent, every planet, every universe, galaxy. We ship all over, everywhere. We ship to the 9 realms. We ship to you name it. Midgard, Asgard, French, Swiss Guard, whatever. Pope got the Swiss Guard up Vatican City. My point is, you want quality products that'll keep you coming back, help you feel good, and you know what? It's a whole lot better than being on, I don't know, dope of some sort in a pill that comes from a prescriber. Some call him a doctor, but so it could be considered a legal dope dealer depending on who you ask. I'm just saying. Not my rules. I don't make this up. I just talk about it. And tonight, what are we going to talk about? Whatever we want. That's what we're here for. And as always, feel free to put out whatever you like in the comments. We appreciate engagement at all times. I'm going to say goodnight to my wife and love you as she looks like she's getting ready to go to bed now. And she is. That's late for her. For me, I don't get much sleep to begin with, and my little one's having a sleepover with a friend. So, yeah, this is what I've got. This is what happens when you are an adult doing adult things. And down here in the studio, so there's enough distance, I still keep it quiet unless I get super animated because I'm talking to a complete babbling idiot over something. But other than that, I'm generally pretty docile. Thank you, viewer number 4, for coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for being here. As I was saying, I was thinking about basketball for a second, and I'm like, when I was watching NBA back, Magic and Larry and Michael, when they were all playing, I'm like, from the time that we had the Celtics go back to back in 87, 88, then 89, 90, we had the Pistons go back to back. 91, 92, 93, we had the Bulls with a three-peat. We had 94, 95 with the team and the Rockets going back to back. Then again, we had another three-peat for 96, 97, 98 with Jordan and the Bulls. And then 99 came, Jordan season, and Michael was out of the league. Spurs end up starting off their dynasty. Tim Duncan plus the Admiral. Like, we had a total of, basically from 87 till 98, almost 99, if you want to look at it like that, of either back-to-back champions or three-peats. A lot of people don't talk about it. Maybe a lot of people don't realize it, but I thought it was a pretty interesting thing. And, you look back to the 70s to where you had different champions. A lot of people like to compare the 20s to that era of the 70s where you had different champions. Like in 70 you had the Knicks, in 71 you had the Bucks, in 72 you had the Lakers, in 73 who was 73? I don't know off the top of my head who 73 was, but it was somebody. My point is that 73 was the Knicks again. Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm sorry. 73 was the Knicks again. 77 was the Trailblazers, 79 was the Sonics, 78 was 79. Lakers did lose. Who did they lose to? Was it the Sonics? Anyway, sorry, getting carried away. Didn't mean to. Then go to the 80s, and you got only one team in the Western Conference, the Lakers, that won championships. The other teams were in the East. 83, you had 76ers. Other than that, you had Boston win 3 times. And then the Pistons, you had win in 89. So you had the Pistons, fucking the Celtics, and then you had 76ers in 83. So, and then in the 2000s, things started changing and getting weird. I don't mean Mandela effect weird. I just mean weird. Just new rules, old rules taken out, salaries going up, and all that comes at a price. But you know who pays that price? The consumer. That's who pays that price. That's who gets fucked. That's right. That's exactly what you see is what happens to the consumer. The big pinky in the ass. But that's to be expected, It's to be expected. When you have outrageous salaries that are just absolutely insane, what do you think happens to everything else? You got to make sure that everybody's making money because it's a business. That's why you can't go in there and get a hot dog, a drink, and some popcorn for $3. It's just not ever going to happen. It's never going to be, that kind of discount. It just isn't, because you're paying guys outrageous amounts of money for playing a game that they played for free, a game that anybody in their right mind would just, if you got paid to do what you love to do, then it's not work. That's what they say, at least. I believe that to be true to a point. I've owned several of my own businesses, and as long as you do something that you truly enjoy, it seems like more of a hobby, and it's more than anything else. It's just fun. Of course, you got to take it serious and be good at whatever it is that you do. You got to be the best. At least you got to strive to be the best. You can't try to be the best. You got to do it. And whether or not it was me being a technician for 30 plus years, or whether it was Michael Jordan playing for 15 seasons, 13 with one club, etc. You excel, you get better, you progress, you become the best at your craft, and you begin to grow and continue to grow. So it's very telling and important to be able to figure out what it is that you need to do to stay on top and how to get on top in the first place. So nothing comes easy, nothing's given to you, nothing's free. You got to work for everything you have, and whatever it is that you do have, you got to appreciate. And, I look back, I can tell you a lot of stories growing up now in the world that my kids are growing up in versus the world that I grew up in. I don't want to say it's a scary place, because it's only the world. It isn't scary. There's nothing scary about the world. The world didn't scare anybody. What's scary are people, because people are unpredictable. People are just sophisticated animals, and you have no idea what to expect except for the unexpected when it comes to it. And, be that as it may, it's kind of sad to think that by this point in time, we haven't got to where we could just work together to accomplish things. To a point we have, I suppose, and we've made some gains and some strides, but we could do a whole lot better. We really honestly could. It's just amazing to me that we haven't. It's taken this long. But you got to keep hope alive, and you got to be able to keep your head up no matter what. People are going to try to put you down. People are going to try to say negative things and be negative about anything and everything they can. But you got to try to find a bright side, a bright spot, and something to hang your hat on, rather, and keep going and persevere. So that's what I think. No matter what life throws at you, and life can throw some pretty bad things, believe me, I understand how life can be. In my own circumstance, in my own situation, though I can't really speak a whole lot about it right now because of legal proceedings, etc. I'm just not going to talk about it. So, but when everything is said and done, I'll let people know about how things really work in the real world, especially when you get to a certain age. For example, one thing I can share with you, and if you haven't figured this out by now and you're still middle-aged like I am, closer to 50 than you are to anything else, then you understand as you age and you get older, your body, it starts to go with you. Now, do I feel like I'm 50? Yes and no. No, because my kids are all younger, because I waited till I was older. Rather, my wife and I have 18 plus years now of marriage. God willing, we have 100 more years. We waited until we were stable financially. We were stable with each other. Then we were stable with what we wanted and had the same like-mindedness to where we wanted to have children and be able to give them whatever it is that they needed, not cut any corners, etc. So that's what we did. So having kids in your mid-30s, as opposed to, people that had children at a younger age, there's a big difference in that. If it were up to me, children, your brain's still developing until 25, some say 26. The point is, until you're to a point, not only mentally, but financially, fiscally responsible to not only take care of yourself, but to bring someone else into this world, then it's one of those things that perhaps you should wait. There is no need to just do something just to do it. You know what I'm saying? And if you have things that you want to do, that you want to accomplish, if you want to climb Everest, if you want to, go and travel through, maybe not Europe right now necessarily, or other places in the world, but if you want to do something like that, go on excursions, then do it before you have children. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to accomplish that once you do have children, because A, children take a lot of your time, if not all of your time, especially when they're little. And B, kids are expensive as shit, and they don't get any cheaper as they get older. All right, they want more shit. All right, as a kid, their job is to do well, get good marks at school, do what they're supposed to, obey their parents, stay out of trouble, not be a bunch of degenerates. And thank God my kids aren't a bunch of shitheads. Yeah, are they perfect? Well, any parent and every parent is going to tell you, yes, of course, my kid's the best. But I think that any parent that cares about their kid is going to say that. And that's normal. What's not normal is to not care and be oblivious to it. But I also believe that parents could do a better job in some cases of being more attentive to what their children are up to and what they're doing, and take accountability to how their children behave and interact with other parents, other adults, and even other children. It scares me, and when I say scares, I don't mean it frightens me, but it gives me pause and makes me a little nervous when my daughter's getting ready to go to middle school. And I just know how kids are, and I knew, growing up, kids were very, very cruel to me just because I was different, for one, and for two, I couldn't really speak or understand any English. That, and when I came over here, being former Soviet, and when I say former Soviet, I was born in the Soviet Union, which no longer exists. So I'm from a place that doesn't exist anymore. And then we were able to get here because the shortage of grain in the Soviet Union back in the late 70s. So essentially, persecuted Jews that were in the Soviet Union were traded for grain. True story. That was myself, my father, my mother, and my father's mother. My mother's mother, she stayed in Russia. She did not want to go anywhere else. And we were sent to Israel originally. And from Israel, we had a choice to go wherever we wanted. We could stay in Israel. We can go to the United States. We can go to Africa. We can go to Canada. We can go to Australia. We can stay in Israel. We can do whatever we wanted to do. And I think my father, he made the best decision. He wanted to go to America, the best country, the greatest country in the world. And I've said this before, and I will continue to say that America is the greatest country in the world. There's no doubt about it. And if you don't believe me, go to some other countries that don't have resorts that are meant for tourists, and go outside of those areas and see what life is like. Get out of your comfort zone, go to some other places, and you'll realize that there is a very different world than what you think. What you see is what people want you to see. If you look at the world through rose-colored glasses, then all the red flags all look just like flags. It makes no difference. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're curious as to why I'm not on camera, I'm icing my knees. And if you're also curious as to why I'm not on Rumble, it's because StreamYard reached out to me after I sent them a email letting them know that I can do whatever I can on Rumble for nothing while StreamYard is charging a premium. So we were able to work out a deal, and I'm back using StreamYard, and so far so good. I have no complaints. And once again, big thanks to you guys out there watching. If you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, follow, whatever the case may be on whatever platform you're on. And right now, I'm pretty sure we're streaming to a little bit of everybody. I think we've got Facebook and Twitch and Kick and YouTube and everybody else. And just so people have it, I'll put up the grassroots logo up there, represent. And once again, big shout out to grassrootskc.com. If you like eddies, if you like concentrates, if you like flour, if you like CBD, CBG, whatever it is you like, go to the website, check it out. And like I said, try it. Use my code. If you don't like it, I promise you this: I will give you your money back, even though my role for the dispensary on the Missouri side, I don't make anything from it. But I can stand behind the product because I've tried it, I've used it, and it helps and it works. So if for some reason you're not happy, I know the guys and gals that work there, and if they were not to want to give you a refund for whatever reason, no one's ever asked for one, then I will personally come out of pocket and pay you back. But I guarantee you that you'll like what you get. It's top-notch quality product. And once again, use code MAX10, save yourself 10%. I don't get anything from it. I'll never ask anybody for any money or anything else. So it's not what I do. Not here for anything like that. It's not what I'm about. I'm here because I don't have anything much else to do, to be honest with you. I don't walk so good anymore, or stand so good anymore, or do a lot of things so good anymore as I used to. So I'm relegated to being able to do what I can, and that is being able to use my mind and my mouth. I'm a pretty guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm very handsome. I know I am. And thank God. That's what I'm looking like right there is a caricature. But in real life, I look much better. Anyway, my point is this. Sorry, had to try to switch that on there. There we go. What I would like to be able to do is get everything done here in the near future that I have going on that is of importance to me and my family, but unfortunately I can't speak to it as of yet. But once I can, if I can, depending on circumstance, it'll be an interesting tale. But I'll also share other stories with you about things that I do throughout my life and have done throughout my life. It's been pretty interesting. Lived in Kansas City for quite some time on the Kansas side. I lived in Florida, I've lived in Georgia. I've traveled throughout the United States. I had a tow truck /repo/wrecking service whilst having a dealer's license. So I would go to auctions, buy cars in other states, pick them up, drive them back, sell them in different states, pick up something else from a different auction while I was down there. I had a lot of fun. But I also had a lot of fun working on cars. And pretty much anything short of helicopters or airplanes, I never worked on anything to that extent. But as far as like semi-trucks, bucket trucks, box trucks, alternative fuel vehicles, hybrid vehicles, electric vehicles, small engine lawnmowers, carbureted engines, combustion engines, uh, zero turns. I mean, if we're talking about a hydrostat pump, or we're talking about an alternator on a Chevrolet product, it doesn't matter. I've worked on many a thing, and I enjoyed it, so it never really seemed like work to me. Even when I owned businesses, and I owned the only Goodyear in Independence, Missouri, 10 plus years, and we sold that in 2010, I believe 2010, 2011, and I opened up some independent places at that point in time, and had another child 2015, 2014. My daughter, when's her birthday? Was it 15? Yeah, let's do the math. It was 14, sorry. 2014. So in 2015, I closed my last shop, and then basically watched my kids, my daughter, if you want to look at that way. There's a 5-year difference between my daughter and my son. My son is my older one, so yeah, doing the math in my head, that's correct. So I enjoyed what I did when I was working on vehicles. I enjoyed watching and spending time with my daughter. I'm not sure what the noise I'm hearing is. Kids are doing something in the garage. I don't think they're in danger. Matter of fact, I guarantee they're not. Children are safe. Noise is gone. My daughter's got a nail studio. I don't know what she does. She hasn't done my nails as of yet, but she has done many nails, and she is an excellent nail person. 11 years old. So, as little as I know about nails, I feel like she excelled at the whole nail process. So, I got. Yeah. I'm looking through some of this media that I've got on here on the StreamYard, and looking through it. I'm going to clean some of it up and remove some things, and maybe add some things also. Don't know how long it's going to take.
2,000 years later. One eternity later.
I don't think it's going to take that long. But if it does,
You better quit playing with me. Rawr.
Easy, Tiger. I'm just tugging your chain a little bit, okay? Nothing crazy's happening here. Everybody just relax.
Not observing quiet hours? Well, they can just suck my quiet cock!
Listen, I'm just saying, there's certain things that need to be said that won't be said by me. And, I'll just have somebody else do it. Makes more sense that way. I love it. Makes me remember the good old days.
I'm gonna fuck you till you die.
Yeah, the memories. They just keep coming back, and maybe if I'm fortunate, they'll never stop.
Hey! You guys ever get horny?
Well, it depends on where you're going with this.
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
Yep, Skinny P in the house. Everybody knows that. And you know what else everybody needs to recognize and realize right now? You put respect on my name when it come out your mouth.
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
Hold my drink, bitch. You heard me. Don't make me say it again, Javier Bardem. I ain't playing with you. We don't play. Guys, listen. I'll be honest with you. It's been fun. Been on Saturday night. I wish I was at the desk like I was yesterday, but I'm not, clearly. But that's okay. That's okay, because I'm going to get the knees back in action. They're going to be good to go. And you know what? I'm going to be like brand new. I'm sure it'll just take a surgery or two to go. And that, yeah. Just kidding. We need some work. It'll happen.
Broads in Atlanta, just took the lean in the family. Credit cards and the scammers, getting the licks in the band. Legacies.
So, guys, that was a little something that I had that I meant to use as the intro and outro, or the intro or outro. I haven't decided. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'd like to know what you guys think, how you feel, and things that you'd like for me to speak on, speak about. More than happy to do so. I'm not a one-trick pony by any means. I can do far more than just this. Oh, yeah, that's my giant leg. Any doctor that tells you that shit's normal, they're not telling you the truth, and they're probably not a very good doctor. And you should definitely get a second opinion. I'm just saying. And breaking news, of course, everybody heard that we did a little boom, boom, boom to Iran. Bigly, very bigly. That's great. I don't care. But I just don't know that it's going to go over very well with everybody else. Me, I've said it before, I said it again right now. We need to stay out of foreign entanglements and stop being the world police. I'm saying it for a long time now. People don't listen to the guy with no voice. So, power. It's all about the power. But, you know what? It's okay. It's all good. This is the crazy world we live in. Every generation that I can recall has always thought it's been, we're at the brink of war and this and that. Even in the 90s when it was chilled out, everybody thought something could always pop up at any given moment. Nothing's changed. The world's always been on edge. It goes back to what Eisenhower said. As long as there's a way to be profitable from war, there will always be war to profit from. Nothing different. Same thing. Nothing different at all. It's just gotten to be a whole lot more expensive. So it's been a pleasure. I wish you all nothing but the best for the rest of your Saturday evening, wherever you may be, wherever you're tuning in from. I thank you. Really do appreciate everything that you guys do. Contributions to the channel just by watching and being a part of it really helps make my day. Every day that ends live is a better day because of you guys and gals. So thank you very much. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm thinking about going live for Game 5 and going live broadcasting it from Game 5. commentating and giving my input on that as well. So we'll see. See what happens. But yeah, that's the plan for now. Game 5. Did I say game 7? I was sorry. I meant game 7. Ignore the game 5 talk. Game 7. But that's tomorrow night. And other than that, 2 o'clock, I'm gonna make it a point to stay on schedule in the studio or ice in my knees. I'm gonna continue beyond 2 p.m. Central Standard Time during the week, Monday through Friday. We'll be on for at least half hour unless there's something else that we really need to dive deep into. And as far as making videos, things of that nature, I can do that just as well as I can make shorts or anything else. If you guys are interested in that, let me know and I'll be more than happy to do that. Let me know what you guys are interested in. I honestly am interested in pretty much anything paranormal, unexplained, sports, obviously. Like I said, I involve myself with foreign entanglements, so I'm a big fan of history. No foreign entanglement has really ever led the United States with anything better. We've never really had to rebuild our own country completely, like when you compare it to Europe. So I never want to see it get that. Staying out of foreign entanglements, that's where I'm. Other than that, I wish you guys the best. See you guys tomorrow night. Game 7, Thunder, Pacers, 5 in OKC. Winner takes all. See who the new champions are going to be. Otherwise, thank you all again. Have a great Saturday night. We'll talk again soon. God bless. Thank you.
I got broads in Atlanta, just to throw me in the family. Credit cards and the scammers, hitting the licks in the bank. Legacies.